We're a day to explore Saudi Arabia in the rain. When I came to Saudi Arabia, this was not the weather I was expecting. It's pouring. It's kind of been a bit grey here for the last couple of days, and a few spots of rain, and everyone kept saying to me, oh, it never rains, never rains. Today, my last day in Riyadh, it's pouring rain. I've come to the Bujairi Terrace, which is in Diriyah, and I'm going to go look at the museum here and the At-Turaif fort. But yeah, I could only come today because after today, well, this afternoon, I'm flying to Dubai. I think I see some sunshine coming through the clouds. So hopefully it will be nice within the next hour or so. Anyway, I'll show you around. And now the sun is back out, and it's a nice temperature here. Behind me is the Salwa Palace, or at least kind of what's left of it. It's been under redevelopment and reconstruction since 2013, just over a decade now. The reason it's quite complicated and takes quite a long time is because they have to reinforce all the structure, because normally they have kind of showers and storms in kind of December, January time, and that can lead to the ground become very muddy, and it's difficult then for them to deal with the construction. So they've had to put a lot of work in place there to, like I say, to strengthen and make the area safe. But this palace was first built back in 1765, and it was where the Al Saud family used to host gatherings and meetings. So yeah, like I say, there's a map here showing all the different places you could potentially go and explore. The problem is that you're kind of not allowed for some reason. Security is, like I say, not letting people walk into the palace area. Like I say, they told me it's because of the rain and they're afraid of people slipping. There's also a road behind me that leads up to some old buildings that look quite nice and interesting. But they also turned away from there. They said that was a staff-only area. So I'm on the walkway. I seem to be allowed in now. Kind of funny, there's another entrance down there that still seems to be closed, but anyway, I can go and have a look here. So yeah, it was closed when I came here, but like I say, they've opened it now, and that was only 10 minutes ago. I just had a quick wander around, so yeah, not too inconvenient. guess rather surprisingly, there seems to be kind of influencers taking photos here, doing a bit of a photo shoot. And the locals find it quite amusing. Yeah, I assume the people doing the pictures are not from here. Anyway, again, I'm on my own again in Riyadh. There are a few tourists here, but walking around the old souk area in At-Turaif, in the Diriyah area, yeah, because it rained so much this morning, and obviously it's a work day as well. I'm here on a Wednesday, so yeah, not too many people around now. This area is much busier in the evening time, because if you come in behind me, you can see some areas that are still under conservation and still being rebuilt, and you can really see they're just you know, these are kind of mud buildings, so the rocks are just held together with mud, and you know, obviously rain and storms wash that away over time, so yeah, really difficult to restore them. But yeah. Behind me, inside the Salwa Palace, is the Arabian Horse Museum. Horses play an important part in the culture here in Saudi Arabia, and are even mentioned in the Quran. So yeah, this museum is telling a little bit about the history and the different breeds that they have here in Saudi Arabia. Behind me, they have a military museum here, so let's go take a quick look. Question: should you visit At-Turaif? Yes, for sure. If you come into Riyadh, this has to be on the list of places to visit. You really can see the history of both Diriyah, the area here, and also kind of Saudi Arabia in general. You can learn a bit about the history of the battles that took place in the country, and also the love of horses that they have. You know, there's the museum dedicated to that as well, and a nice place to wander around. I guess my one recommendation is probably come in the evening. Definitely Riyadh in general is a place where people tend to hang out in the evening times, and most of the coffee shops here are open till 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning. I walked around at midnight and the place has just been packed, just busy with people walking around. So yeah, I'd say come after 5 o'clock. Yes, you do have to pay for entry if you come after 5. It's 50 Saudi Riyal, which is about roughly $15 US maybe. So yeah, but you can get that money back if you go and spend money in the restaurants. So yeah, it really doesn't cost if you're coming to have a look around and then go get some food in the restaurants here. There are actually some cafes inside the fort area here as well. Because of the rain this morning, they were kind of closed and stuff, but they seem to be opening up. It's lunchtime now, 12:30 in the afternoon. I would imagine over the next couple of hours it gets a bit busier around here. But yeah, definitely a good place to come. Raining again. I'm gonna get my bag and I'm going to the airport and I'm going to Dubai, and I hope it's sunny there.